So ever since the latest 2 chapters of Tokyo Ghoul Re has come out, I've had this question pop up in the back of my mind, and many of you most likely have seen me slightly discuss this in my live reactions, and also discussed it on Twitter, but I wanted to make a video kind of dedicated to this and talk about the subject, which is, will we get a part 3 for Tokyo Ghoul? Because the more and more we see the latest events going down in the manga of Tokyo Ghoul, the more many are believing that we might not even get a continuation. For instance, we might have about 10, 15, maybe 20 or so chapters, 40 if we're lucky, and then the series could possibly be done, because a lot of questions are now officially starting to get answered with the recent chapters. And it seems like the way Ishida has built all this up, it's like we've reached into the end game of the story, and so many have been asking, myself included, will we even get a part 3? And so, let's discuss this. Number one, why is everybody thinking this? Well, obviously what I just said, a lot of questions are getting answered. I mean, with the whole stuff with, like, Dr. Kano's character was finally settled in, like, the latest chapters, and then we have the stuff going on with Kaneki, how he's now building the bridge. Him and Furuta, the Black and White King, have now started to build the bridge, the foundation blocks, and the bridge has basically been built now because CCG, or humans and ghouls, are now coexisting and working together for one common goal. So, peace for now has been achieved. Maybe not permanent peace, but at the very least peace has been made. This is progression. This is something that has never been seen before in, you know, this series. This is what Kaneki was trying to change, and it seems like he actually managed to achieve that goal by being a martyr, in a sense. So, many are assuming because of this, since the main theme of the series has always been about making that peace, the coexistence between the species, then since we've reached it, like, the goal has been achieved, is this going to possibly end very soon? And many are speculating that once Kaneki is dug up, if things go kind of well and all that, nothing happens, like, tragically or whatever, well, there's a possibility once Kaneki is dug up that, you know, Tokyo could be fine, they could finally start to coexist with ghouls and humans, and he'll have his child, and then the series might end. He finally can be happy. Many are assuming that's how the story could end. Kaneki finally gets to be happy because everybody's trying to help him out, and that can be done right then and there. And we could possibly have a brief little epilogue with, you know, Kaneki and Toka's child if nothing happens to it. So, yeah, the way it's looking, it is looking like we're reaching into that conclusion. And it does have me worried a bit. I mean, at one side of me, I'm like, it's not necessarily rushed. All the details we've been getting, it's been coming at a pace to where it just didn't come out of nowhere. It's slowly been being built up, and it makes sense for these certain plot points to be explained or have something like this go down. It certainly didn't come out of nowhere. Like, all the stuff that's going on in the latest chapters, it didn't come out of nowhere. It's been built up for a very long period of time, like even since, you know, Part 1 Tokyo Ghoul. So we can't say we didn't see this coming. However, even then, though, it's going to be sad, because there is a very likely possibility within a year's time, depending on if Ishida wants to continue after, like, Kaneki is saved, we could probably see an end to this series. The series could potentially end, and, I mean, the only thing I could see that could extend the story to make it longer and able to, you know, extend after Kaneki is if we follow his child, but then there's a lot of other things that need to be answered. Number one, what could potentially happen? I mean, let's just go on, like, a limb here and say Tokyo Ghoul is not ending, okay? Let's say there is a possibility of a part 3, or maybe we might not get a part 3, but we could have an entirely extended manga. The manga is going to go on for a couple more 100 chapters. What could this possibly do? What could Ishida do with the rest of the remaining chapters of the series? Well, most likely, he could potentially focus on Kaneki's child, or could focus on reform of the entire world. Because we gotta remember that when it comes to the world of Tokyo Ghoul, we have it to where every individual country, we don't really know what's going on with them. We don't really know how they handle ghouls. We don't know if they have their own individual CCG or Washu, V type clan or whatever. We don't really know. And also, V hasn't really been settled yet when you think about it. V is still technically around, so they're not officially GG, but that can still kind of be handled thanks to the recent events in the manga. But even then, though, we don't really know what's going on outside in the other parts of the world, how the other countries and stuff feel about ghouls and humans and coexistence and stuff. For all we know, Ishida could have something planned calling it, like, World Ghoul or something. I mean, I'm throwing it out there. I know for a fact he wouldn't name it something like that. I'm just saying he could potentially expand the series upon, like, an entire thing to where it's focusing on reforming the entire world for ghouls and humans can coexist. Maybe that could be the next objective for Kaneki, to try try to achieve that. And I don't know if that's gonna be a thing or not, but that is a possibility if Ashita wants to go that far. Anyways, though, there's a few little details here and there that could still be wrapped up and explained. I mean, for instance, we gotta really know what's going on with Rize. We gotta know what's going on, you know, with Kaneki's family and all that. What really happened to his father? What really happened to his mother? There's just so many questions many have. We can fill in our own blanks and stuff, obviously, but there's a lot of things that are still left to be answered. And so in this case, there is still a lot of things remaining questions, but depending on how Ashita paces the story, he could potentially wrap it up in 20 to 40 chapters. Easily, if he felt like it. But at the same time, though, it just makes me wonder, is he willing to go one step further and expand upon the world? That is the question. And even, like, discuss, like, the complete origin of ghouls. I mean, it's already speculated now that, you know, ghouls are actually, you know, the first species of humans, and humans are the evolved form of ghouls, basically. They evolved through evolution because they managed to get rid of the Kakuho, and they no longer need RC cells to operate. That was speculated thanks to a couple chapters back. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows what Ashita has in store for us, but I just wanted to bring up the topic because it does look like it, and I just want to see what everybody else thinks. How do you feel about this? Do you think we'll have a part 3? Do you think Ashita will end at 20 to 40 chapters, or do you think it'll go on for a long period of time and we might have the series start focusing on global events? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. Love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe, and if you like this video, please leave a like. Please be safe. Chibi out.